All right, guys. So I think everyone is joined and still someone. All right. So let's continue. So we have a basic agenda. Let's start with the introduction to full stack development, and still there are some invitations. Let me join them.
Mujaffar sir, wait for some time.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
After people coming, we will join.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम हमारा इंटरव्यू चल रहा है अंदर हमारे 5 मिनट में इंटरव्यू होने प्लीज हमारे को थोड़ा सा सपोर्ट कर दो
Hi, hello. I want to say that can we send a message on WhatsApp group so other people may
थोड़ा
join?
बच्चों को लेके खेलो ना 15 मिनट खाली
Yes, bro. What are you telling?
Hey guys, yeah, so let's start. So the session is being recorded, and we can share the recording to everyone where if they have missed some of the content. So guys, the objective of the seminar is to introduction to the full stack development, and we'll be discussing on very important points. As a developer, these points are very important for us to understand, and after understanding these points, we'll be getting the right mindset, and we'll be getting the right strategy to learn on ourselves and how to come out of the trial and error stage. So all these points have been discussed, so let's move on. So the first step is full stack. So basically full stack is now the highly demanded skill in the market. Definitely, there are a lot of requirements we are getting on a regular basis on a full stack. So full stack is basically the whole bunch of technologies where anybody can who learns full stack can develop complete application from scratch, from zero to till the end. So it contains three basic major parts: front end, back end, and database. So in front end, we all know that like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and we have back end and database. So these are the technologies we are going to learn going forward. So full stack can have various back end technologies. So right now we are going to move forward with Flask, where .NET and Java, PHP, .NET. There are various programming languages which supports for backend, for server side scripting, and there are multiple other databases available, but we are going to use MySQL. All right, so this is the stack we are going to use. So I have been working on this stack from the very beginning of my career, and we can develop any solution with this particular stack. Why? Because in backend we have Python Flask, which supports multiple AI modules and data science modules, which performs very high computation. So basically, using front end bootstrap CSS, we can design responsive CSS, mobile responsive CSS, and complex user interfaces. So there is some background voice. I think Ankush, can you please put on mute for a while? Guys, so let's focus on the full stack, right? So please put on mute so that like we can focus on it. All right, so thank you. So basically, guys, this is the stack we are going to work on. Seems crazy, right? Basically, we have multiple other libraries and frameworks we are going to work on, but at a big picture we are going to use it. So let's understand a purpose of each technology using one example. So let's say we have clicked on any of the profile on the Instagram, and when we clicked on the profile ID, how it works and how it's going to get the data, and what is the role of front end and back end over here, right? So the role of front end here, basically we can see at the client side, we have to design the user interface. So basically from using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and there is jQuery Ajax, which we can use to communicate with the backend. So these are like two major components we can see. One is client side and another one is server side. So client side is where we can see the application. So in this example, like when we click on any of the profile ID, it will send the ID to backend, and we want to get the information of that particular ID. So here we want to get all the details about the Indian cricket team, and how many followers are there and how many posts are there. Definitely, initial the thing is we need the ID, and the ID we are going to pass to the backend, and there is one backend script which is going to communicate with this HTTP request. So whatever we are trying to access, the backend script is responsible to collect the files, like all the files, all the image files and all the required information from the database. So here we have HTML, CSS, JavaScript and Bootstrap, everything working on the front end, and the main script working on the back end is Python. And Python is responsible for accessing files and accessing the database and run SQL queries, and fetch the data from SQL and then returning that data. And after returning that data, we are displaying that in HTML. All right, so we cannot directly call data from database. At least we need some mediator, which is Python. Python is responsible for accessing files. We cannot even modify files. We cannot directly modify database using JavaScript. All right, so JavaScript is making the web page interactive. Let's say there are 4 tabs over here. If we click on the second tab, there will be reels, and the third tab and the fourth tab. Any kind of interaction with the web page is done using JavaScript. All right, so JavaScript is to make all the web page interactive. CSS is to make it styling, what should be the color of button, what should be alignment, and all this stuff using CSS. HTML, we build the content. So these are like very basics. Again, we are going to get into it much deeper in the first session of our full stack development. So let's move forward with this. So are you clear with this stack, how these technologies work and what is the use of each technology? So there is front end, back end, also called as client side and server side. So for front end, we are using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Most of the web applications are having front end, HTML, CSS, and for back end, Instagram uses Python Django as a primary programming language, whereas there are multiple other programming languages for batch processing. So it's a big architecture. So going forward, we are also going to implement complex architectures and scalable architectures. So in my last one year of my journey, I have been focusing on scalability. How can we serve the application to the million of users? And we came up with an innovative solution which is highly scalable and working on multiple servers. So basically, we can also discuss about the application in the upcoming session. So that is what we are going to get by the end of the month. All right, guys. So the second half of the seminar totally depends on how to evolve with the passion. So basically, this is the main agenda, like why we have joined today. And as I said, like it's not a typical course on the internet where we are going to learn each and every syntaxes, data structures, and coding algorithms. We are going to learn in a different way, where like we are going to learn an approach where how we can start from the scratch, how to learn anything for free from the internet. So basically a step-by-step approach, what should be the right mindset, right? So there is a different perspective about the mindset, and how to build our confidence. So let's see. Basically I wanted to share few points about my journey, so that you can understand these points from my perspective. So if you understand my background, basically you can understand my words in a better way. So I'm Mohammad Muzaffar. I stay at Gachibowli, Hyderabad. Right now, I'm pursuing my post graduation from Triple IT Hyderabad, and I have been working as a full stack developer and a trainee, where I used to teach full stack development across Australia, Malaysia, and UK. So totally remotely from Hyderabad. So from the day 4 of my journey, I have been into the training industry. Whatever I have learned in 4 days, I was I was given the task to teach that whatever I have learned. So I started with the JavaScript, and I was just 4 days of my journey, and I was learning from one mobile application that was like JavaScript. And I was given a task to prepare the presentations and teach the JavaScript to the clients. So that's where uh, all these things started. And I wanted to even share few of my previous experiences. So I started my engineering in 2016, and with this, you'll be getting an idea why we are doing all this stuff and why we are here. Why we are doing all these courses for free. So while so I started my engineering in 2016, and I started, as you can see, after 2 years I started. After 3 years, you can see, like 3 to 4 years already passed, and after that I started front end development. So there was no clarity at all, and there were no seriousness, and there were no senior people who were able to guide us. And during those days, like first year, second year of my engineering, and third year of my engineering, me and along with my friends, we all are struggling, and we don't have any clarity what to do, where to start, what to learn. We know only one thing is that there is one place called Amirpet, and we have to go there and enroll for the courses. And we have to pay some amount, and then we can we can get a skill set. So that was the only thing we know. And till third year we wait only to start in the Amirpet. And we used to think that after completing BTech only we are going to get the job, and all the things will be going to happen. So there was no clarity at all, and we waited for 3 years. It's not waiting, actually it was wasting of 3 years. So we wasted 3 years for waiting for someone to teach us. And meanwhile we were a country player in 8 ball pool game. So you might have seen the game called 8 ball pool. I have scored country top 3 times in 8 ball pool. During those days, like I have nothing to do, because I don't know what to do. So I started playing games, and I went to the highest level of the game in India, like that is country top. And after that, like we started playing Call of Duty and all those stuff. In that, like we wasted 2 years, and then we got detained. And all this happened because we don't have any clarity. There is no guide for us, right? So if somebody could have told us all these things in the first year or second year of BTech, then we could be like doing something else, and we could be there somewhere else. So we thought of uh, uh, we thought of dropping the engineering. Basically we thought of dropping the engineering. After second year we got detained, and we don't have any experience in the technology. That's why we started odd jobs. I even tried for call centers along with my friends. We went to many call center jobs, and like we just gave the interview, and we got selected, but we didn't join the job. We were in all the odd jobs like delivery and leaflets, and we used to go to some apartments at 4 a.m. So all these jobs are like very common in Gachibowli. So many people do odd jobs after coming from various different cities. So because we don't have any technical knowledge, we started doing odd jobs, and everyone started scolding us, why you are doing all the odd jobs, as you can do, you are a technical student, and why cannot you join any software development company? So what we can say, like we don't have any skill set. So we did all the year, like to 2019, whatever we want we did. I did pasta job. I was a cook in one of the restaurant. I used to make pasta. It's not restaurant actually. It was a supermarket, and I have to basically serve pasta. I used to cook pasta there. So all these things I did, to communicate with the people, because in these jobs I have to communicate with new people each and every day. With that perspective, to improve my communication skills, I joined all these jobs, and I did, because I believe like no jobs is is bad job. Everything we can do, no job is a bad job. So basically, everyone started scolding me, why are you doing all this stuff? And then it hit me, and then I said like, I will not do anything. I'm not going to earn any money from now. I will sit at home, and that's what, like, I was very angry on that part, like, why are you stopping someone who is already working and struggling in the way? So that's where I stopped all the odd jobs, and I started learning from my smartphone. So initially I was not having any laptop or computer to start with. I started with my smartphone. Basically, there is one application called Solo Learn, where I started coding, and I used to play coding quizzes, and I used to finish the courses in that application. And after completing 1 month of that, I borrowed the computer from my brother, and I started implementing all those parts. So for the first month of my coding, I just played it from my mobile, and I was just observing how people are using, how people are implementing that, how people are building actual applications using that. So just exploring the stuff randomly on the YouTube and some other mobile applications. So I haven't coded for the first month, but after first month I started coding and implementing everything on my laptop. And believe me, when I just first created my web page, I was like jumping with the happiness, like now I have one technical skill which I can develop a web application, and I can offer this skill and get into the career. So I was really happy that I was able to build something. And that's where, like, I started, I tried, because now I was able to build a web page. I tried for internship, and I applied for internshala, and there was like 6 internship applications. And among those, like, one of the guy, like, replied to me after 6 days in my WhatsApp, saying that we have selected your resume, and if you want to join, you have to learn JavaScript. So at that point, I was nothing in JavaScript. They gave me 4 days to learn JavaScript, and within 4 days I have to complete JavaScript, and then I have to face the interview to get the internship. So I was really requesting that client that, sir, please, I really need this opportunity. I can prove my skills. If you give me the internship, I will definitely I come up with the outcomes. I can spend as much as possible time. I have self learning capability. I really requested with him, and he agreed to give me like 4 days to learn all those stuff. And uh, basically, after a few rejections, I got selected in 1 month. So that was some extra something which I was not expecting 2 months ago. Like, I started coding after 1 month of my journey. I implemented that on my computer, and then I got selected for the internship within 45 days of my journey. And I started as a front end development intern. And after 4 days, they took my interview, and I was able to crack it. And some of the questions I have not answered, and so some of the questions I have answered. But they thought to give me the opportunity, and they were extending, whatever the capability I have. They were extending the task more than the capability. So for the guy who is just having 4 days of experience, they have given a task to teach somebody who is having 10 years of experience in banking and other industry. So I was required to teach them who are already professional in different fields. And then lockdown, after 1 month of my journey, lockdown started. I thought, after I used to think like, okay, it's just 1 month of internship, I just need to wait for a month, and all this stuff will be closed, and then I can relax. So I thought, like, it was a big burden for me. And I was like, a very beginner, and getting those complex tasks for me, like, definitely I was trying to run from the opportunity. But lockdown happened, and lockdown happened. After that, I cannot run anywhere. That is the only option for me to go. So I used to work from co-working space, and after 18th of that month, lockdown was announced, and I came to home with my laptop, and I said like to my client that I left my laptop in my co-working space, and now it is closed and I'm not going to continue. But within one day I realized that I cannot spend my time leisure like this, so I got my laptop back and I said like, yeah, I can continue now, I'm ready with my laptop. So he was really happy that now this guy can give me as much as possible time because there is lockdown. And we started developing front end solutions, and from that time we started spending as much as possible time. And I have been working 14 to 16 hours a day for the whole year. The same routine, getting from the bed and directly going to the workstation within 15 minutes. And by the end of the day, the whole day till 1 or 2 p.m. in the night, I have to code, just because the number of tasks I was having, every time I was having all the work pending even after spending 14 to 16 hours a day. Okay, so that's how I got into this, and with the double speed we were growing because we are spending double time. And that efforts make me more attached with the technology. And all those efforts, it's now something different for me. The technology was burden for me, but now the technology is very valuable for me. Whatever knowledge I have gained after going through that struggle, it's like really valuable for me. And that completely changed my life totally, like from being D10 student to I got into the third year. And I taught my own batch, like the Python. Basically, like we gathered together and we started exploring the technology. And we can see like in 2020 January I started as a front end developer, and 6 to 8 months it took for me to explore the whole full stack. And I haven't spent any money on learning these skills. That's what I wanted to show in the approach, how we can learn anything for free. Most of you already going through the path, but there are few steps might be missing, so I can clear all those steps. And basically in 8 months I was able to develop the applications which is working with the backend as a Python, and implemented data science modules and analytics in web applications. So in the same company I was working, and with the different roles, full stack developer, and then we started data science applications. And for the next year we just continued to develop data analytics tools. And then I have to manage a team and all. But now in 2020 I have a different story. I have resigned the company, and we started conducting the sessions. I have recently delivered a session in the University of Chennai. And we are trying to form a group of technical community where we can grow together. So all together we are going to have free courses. After learning the sessions, you are also required to share the knowledge with the upcoming juniors. So if you are interested in sharing knowledge, definitely you'll be getting an opportunity to teach your juniors. Like we are going to invite more juniors, and we can together teach them, and everything for free, and they can get the right guidance. So the whole picture is to save this those initial 2-3 years of every student. So each and every student has the story. There is no clarity and everything. So we are going to approach the students, and within the first year or the second year we are going to share all the resources, all the guidance, so that they can save their time, they can make their efforts and learn something on their own. We are only required to share them the right path, and that's it. So let's start. Basically, what is the mindset I'm trying to represent over here? Let me ask you a question. So after looking at the code, what you are feeling inside? First time when I looked into Python.
Hello world.
Hello world, yeah, hello world. It's actually the code, but what inside your heart, what you're feeling inside, like is it scary or it seems to be crazy, like what it is? Try to understand my words. Like when I see the Python code like print hello world, I feel like a feeling of joy and a craze. Like I love to code. Definitely, the thing is that whether we are looking at the code with the right direction. So let's see how we can evaluate it. If it seems scary, then maybe it can be did you found it boring, or you don't want to spend much time coding, or it is something related to your job which you have to do, or you're just ignoring its there should be some inter reflection, right? So there is two parts here. One can be like scary, and then another can be the crazy one. So it seems to be very interesting and engaging, and we want to know more about it and want to try it, and I want to spend as much as possible time learning it, expressing our love towards it. So here we want to evaluate our mindset, whether we are loving and whether we are enjoying the journey or not. So these are points which are very important, because every programmer, every successful programmer has a love and attachment towards programming. Definitely we can see they enjoy the journey and evolve with the passion, right? So in this stage we are required to evaluate ourselves whether we have that kind of love and attachment. If not, like in the upcoming slides, we will discuss how we can express our love towards coding, how we can gain that kind of enthusiasm and attachments towards the coding. So starting with the why we have joined the coding. So every developer has somewhere they have started, and it's basically the point starts with why we have joined the programming. So many of the students which are from the different fields, like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, or some other fields, are also joining programming, but having different reasons. So can you please tell me some of the reasons why people are joining? What do you think people are mostly joining in data science and artificial intelligence, as we are seeing many advertisements that says like artificial intelligence and machine learning and data science, blockchain, all these technologies are like highly demanding in the market. You can get a high paying job, all these like advertisements we are able to see. So that's what became the biggest reason why people are joining programming. And here I have stated some of them: to get a job, to earn more money, because like current job is not paying me more money, whether it could be digital marketing, telecalling, or any other non-technical field. So the current job is not paying me the more money, and that's why I joined programming, because this field has more money. So is it the reason why we joined programming, or to get a job, or to because it's a highly demanding skill in the market, or to display it in a biodata that this particular big company I'm working on, or to because everyone else is doing, all my friends are joining programming, I will also join programming? Is it like that, or we have a different reason to join it, like to learn something new, to solve the problems of our community, to express our creativity, to convert our ideas into a product, to bring a revolution, to get a skill set? These are like reasons we should these are like seeds we should feed in our brain. Basically, whatever seeds we are putting into it, the tree will grow as it is. So the picture over here, we can see there is a tree. So what seed we are putting in, the same tree will be coming. So what's the reason behind joining programming is very important thing we should be focusing on. And if we correct ourselves in this stage, that if we are making job as a primary focus, there are multiple other jobs in the industry, right? There are thousands of other jobs, then why coding? So let me tell you, if we just make our job as a primary focus, then every programmer has to go through the stage called trial and error. How many of you know trial and error? Everyone knows. So basically, let me just show you in the paint, basically trial and error stage. So we start at some point, and initially we are not able to develop everything. Whatever we are trying to build, definitely we are gonna stuck in the error. So let me just give you an idea. So trial and error starts from the point where we are 0, and this is basically the time, and this is the success rate. Whatever we are trying to build, that is accomplished. So let's see, here we started coding, and initially whatever we are trying to build, we will fall, definitely will fall. Some tasks can be delivered, but some tasks are stuck in the errors. So this stage is very, uncertain. Whatever can happen, like if you try complex task, you can stuck down, but at few points you are able to deliver few tasks. But this stage, guys, we have to go through this stage. Everyone has to go through this stage. Some might have the the doubt that why I'm getting the doubts, whether it's because of me or something, where everyone is able to code and everyone is able to develop something, why I'm not able to develop anything. So there is a stage where we are coming out of the trial and error, so it's differs from person to person. Whereas I was having the trial and error stage for 2 3 months maximum, 2 months for me. 2 months it took for me to come out of the stage, where after 2 months I was trying to build anything and it was getting build it was like magic for me after 3 months or 2 months, that whatever I am trying to build, it was getting completed, and I was out of the trial and error stage. So many of us can be at this point. So we don't need to lose our hopes, and we need to be confident over here. We need to be much humble, and we have to keep on going until we came out of these errors. So we have a strategy how to come out of these errors, but I'm just giving you an idea what is the trial and error stage. Maximum 2 to 3 months it will take for you guys. After that you can develop anything, whatever you wish to develop, right? So that's what the trial and error stage. So if getting a job is the primary focus, then while we are learning complex programs, while we are stuck into the errors, then we are most probably we are losing the confidence, because we are trying to do all the stuff only to get a job. Then we consider changing the job. It's not my cup of tea, something like that. And with this perspective, like we are having less energy, we are limiting our talent, and something we are we are narrowing our vision basically. When we do everything just for money or just for job, there is a big vision, guys. Instead of money, definitely money and job, it will be there. If we get skilled, definitely job will be coming to your home. You don't even need to go to the job provider. So job is something which will definitely come, but we should make our primary goal as a skill set. So let's take an example. You have got an opportunity which is giving you just 5,000, but they are working on a very good skill set. There is a very good team and a team leader, and they have a mission. And the other job, it's working on the same technology, and you think like there is not much growth, but there is much money. But we have to consider the skill set rather than money. It's like, if we consider skill set, we can work for free, we can work for anybody, we can work for for low packages initially. At least for 3 to 5 years we should not be focusing on packages. We should not be seeing like how much the company is providing. So having the primary focus on the skill set will definitely have a great impact. We'll start with a big vision, and if we are trying to learn something new, we'll come up we'll keep on exploring new things. We'll check out the surrounding technologies, where every day we have to work on something new. So if there is someone experienced in this meeting, they can really understand this. We have to work on something new every day, and there is some sort of research required, and every day we are having to work on new projects. There are multiple other libraries and frameworks being released in the market, and there are other libraries. So as per the requirement, we might have to switch the technologies. We might have to learn new libraries and frameworks. So we are a lifelong learners, and whatever we learn in the university is just the beginning, right? So if we are learning to learn something new, and we are trying to explore more, much and much, so that's where our growth lies. If we are going to an institute spending 10 to 20,000 rupees, and they are going to teach us some modules, 5 to 10 modules, and after that you think like we are done, and we are ready to get into the market, we are able to develop, and we are able to offer. So basically Getting one more point I wanted to discuss over here is right now there are like many job guarantee programs in the market. So many students which are not even from the technical background are joining because after 6 months of training they'll be getting a job, right? So during those 6 months, they are they are told many times that after completing the training they are going to they are going to have placements and job, everything will be going to happen. So during those 6 months the clear vision for them is job. So do you agree? During those 6 months they are going to learn complex programs, they are struggling, they are learning data structures, algorithms and all those complex stuffs, and the final vision for them is to get a job. Basically after completing, definitely they'll be getting the job, but what happens after that job? If we make a job as a primary focus, even we'll get into the job, definitely we'll enter the job, but the situation is different then. We wait for the office hours to end, it will be a mundane duty for us, a boring duty. We'll treat it as a duty or something which is very boring, and we just have to go and spend time, and we are just waiting for the evening to chill and to go home and to chill with the friends. But the office hours are like a burden for us. Going with that perspective that a job is the only target for me, and money is the only target for me, will create these kind of problems. We don't have that spark inside us, like the spark, the hunger of knowledge, the burning desire to learn new things. Like if we started with a wrong perspective, whatever seed we are putting, right, the same tree will be coming. So at the very beginning only we should be clear with the why. That's the reason we have to correct ourselves over here, that we are going to explore new things. It's very engaging, it's very entertaining. Whatever we are going to learn, it's very crazy. We can develop anything, we can convert our ideas into products, and we can express our creativity, we can show some love, right? So mindset plays a major role in our overall growth. Going forward with the right mindset, we can go with a 2x speed, with a fast track. Extraordinary results we can get if we have a right mindset, and our purpose determines the level of our destiny. As I said, if getting a job is the primary focus, then the level of success will be something else. And if you are trying to bring a revolution, if you are trying to convert your ideas into a product, you have a different motivation, you have a different vision, and you are able to make a different level of efforts, and then the progress will be definitely depending upon your efforts, the amount of efforts we are able to make, and the thing which is connecting us with the technology, where we are consistently practicing. Many of the students, they join coding institutes, and because because not practicing regularly, consistently, we end up forgetting all the syntaxes. And within the first year and second year only, many students go and learn C++, Java and all, but they don't keep developing the solutions and keep up the skill set, which end up just forgetting all the stuff. So practical approach we are going to discuss, where we can keep up consistently coding. So we should be clear with the purpose why we have joined, and with a big vision and the curiosity, we can have the right mindset, that burning desire, the hunger of knowledge, all these stuffs within ourselves, within inside ourselves. Before developing software solutions, we are required to develop our mindset, we are required to develop our confidence, and then after coming into the field, we can come up with we can achieve extraordinary results. But before doing that, guys, we should be clear with the vision, and we should be clear with the perspective. Building our mindset and building the confidence and having a right approach. So that's the main agenda. So another point from mindset. So one point is that we should have a right mindset, and another one is that if we believe that the challenge is very difficult, then we are making it more difficult. So many of us, like initially we used to think that Python, database, backend, server, all these concepts are like very complex or big. It's something very big. We think like it's something very big. It might take many days to understand or something, right? So how many of you think like data science, Python, database, server, all these concepts are very big and very complex? You need to have a very high IQ level to understand all these concepts. So anyone from you like who thinks like technology is very big thing, like which takes uh, so guys, all right. So Divya, Teja thinks like technology is very big, and few of them thinks that technology is very small. So the idea behind this is we should think like anything is very easy, and it's very lightweight. We can easily grab the concept. I have seen many people who thinks that JavaScript is very big thing, like where I have completed the JavaScript in 4 days, and I took the interview, I cracked the interview. I was required to teach JavaScript from the day 4 of my journey. And I think that JavaScript is very lightweight. We don't need even the compiler. We don't need any software for the install, compilation. We don't need to install anything. We can simply write JavaScript in Notepad and execute in browser. It's very simple and very lightweight and very easy. But many people think that JavaScript is very complex, all the syntaxes are very complex, or I'm not able to build logics or something. Like, is there any issue with that? So believe me, like if you think that the log is very hard to open, it will be definitely hard. So there is a story behind it. There was one guy who was very perfect in opening the locks. So he was having one wire. He used to spin that wire in the lock, and then the lock gets opened. So there was some tricks. But one day he was called to one prison and said that this is the world's most biggest prison, and the lock you are going to open is world's strongest lock, and nobody was able to open this lock. Then that guy was given an opportunity. He was kept into the present prison, and he was required to open the lock and come out of the prison. But he was very popular of his skill that he can open any lock. That time those people they have what we can say, like they have given a different what we can say, the mind, his mind was uh, thinking, he was thinking basically the lock is very strong, but whereas it was a normal lock, and he was not able to open it because he thinks that now it's a very big lock and it's a very complex. Now I'm inside the world's biggest prison, so the lock cannot be opened. He started with a low confidence, and he ended up with a failure. And that's what even we can relate it our technology. Whatever we are trying to get into the technology, Flutter, it may be JavaScript, it may be React.js. Before getting into it, we should think that we are capable of doing it. Be confident, because like any error of any programming language has solution on the internet. Believe me, I have kept a record of myself that anytime if I get error, I will not come out of my workstation. I will not come out of my room until I fix the error. Many times it happened that I got the error at 12 p.m. and I was I was having to research and fix the error, and it took the whole night for me to fix the error. But I was very stubborn in the trial and error stage, and I kept that record. So far, like any complex problem in the server side or any kind of issues, I haven't kept in the error stage. Why? Because the reason is, if we keep those error without solving it, we think that we are not capable of doing it, or we doubt on our self capabilities or something. Whereas if we are able to complete it, even if our client or our team says that let's skip the process, let's use the alternative, in that situation also we should not leave the program in the error stage. Whatever we started, we have to complete it, and that's where we build the confidence. and I kept this goal that going forward also I'm not going to leave any program in the error stage. So that kept me motivating, and even in the upcoming days, like whatever challenges I'll be getting, I'll be feeling motivated, because in the past I have overcome complex issues in the server and complex issues in the UI, where users are using application, suddenly the server is crashed and I was having to fix it as soon as possible. It was the matter of company and the company's image, that sort of complex errors I was having to solve. But due to that attitude that any error can be solved and has the solution on the internet, getting stubborn, and I think like errors are my friends, because if we don't get the error and we cannot identify the problem, there is some bug but it's not showing that in the error log, it's not presenting anywhere what's happening in the background, then it will be very difficult for us to fix it, right? So whenever I get the error, I feel very happy, at least I'm having some progress now. So error has taught me everything, because trial and error process is the practical approach which I have followed, and whenever I got into the error, that's where I learned something new. So I gone through the errors intentionally. I have gone through many errors to learn something new from the error. So whenever I get any new error, I feel very confident that I can fix it, and I feel very happy now. I got to know which where is the issue basically, and then following the hint, basically it shows you line number, and then it shows you what variable or syntax is having the error. So going and following the hint, and copying the error message and pasting in the Google Chrome browser, getting into Stack Overflow and GitHub communications, basically we can get the solution. So errors are very good for our health. So the approach, basically there were 2 points. One is having a right mindset, and the other one is uh, uh, basically to get stubborn with the errors and think that it's very easy. So there is some message in the group, let me check it. Much errors is like you, much experience, yeah, the much errors we gain, we get, the more experience we gain, like no pain no gain. The similar concept is here. If we get pain, then we gain, right? So let's get into the approach. Basically we are taking more than an hour for today. So the approach is self-learning approach, where there are 4 steps of creativity. Whenever we start any new programming language, we have to go through these steps. Maybe you are going to join Flutter or Fullstack in the future. Let's see what are those 4 steps. One is the awareness, and second one implementation, then mesh projects and creativity. Let me elaborate. So awareness is simply checking out some topics. You might have gone through W3 schools or some other portals where we have all the topics from the very beginning, from the hello world to the complex programs. So awareness is something where we are able to collect all the available components which we are having in our hand, while we are developing solution. We know that we can work in, let's take an example with Python. So if we are learning Python, in awareness stage, we are getting aware that Python also has connectivity to database, Python also has modules, Python also can work with files, Python can also send email, Python can also create a scheduled backup, and all those capabilities what Python can do, I have the awareness stage. So at the first stage, I'm randomly exploring what Python can do, having a big picture over there. And once I have the big picture, I'll get into the implementation part, where someone can implement all those concepts. Somewhere it also called as crash course, where it starts from the very scratch. Within 1 hour, the user the tutorial will show you how to download Python, how to run and how to execute in a different manners, and all the syntaxes are implemented, all the core concepts and syntaxes are implemented in implementation. So having the awareness and implementation, we follow the mesh concept. So do you remember, like when we are in a kindergarten, we used to mesh on a slate where already A, B, C were present. We are required to mesh already present letter. We are just following the same path and writing and rewriting again and again. And finally, we are able to write A, B, C without seeing, right? So we we follow the same mesh fundamental over here. In the third step, this is very important step. We cannot skip this. Until this, we cannot get the creativity. So the third step is, it says that we should create some projects. Basically mesh fundamental, there are some already available tutorials, project tutorials on the YouTube and internet. What we are required to do is we need to follow exact same path, the line by line, the step by step approach. In this stage, we'll see, we'll understand coding standards, we'll understand the project structure, and we'll basically get a flow how this particular thing can work. So by following mesh fundamental, we should at least do 10 projects, where we'll get to know about many new concepts. We are building 10 real projects which are available on YouTube. Let's say we'll start with the to-do list, and then we'll start developing some crude application, some employee management system, or some data inventory management system. There are multiple other projects available on the portals and YouTube, that we can follow step by step without trying something on our own. Because like, before getting into this part, if we directly jump into creativity, there will be some issues, I'll tell you. Recently I joined Flutter, I think like 4-5 months ago, and after going through the portal, I was aware that Flutter has the widgets, and Flutter has all those libraries, state management, and all those stuff. And directly I tried some implementation part, like I implemented Dart and some widgets, and directly I started creating something on my own. So understand this scenario. I have basic knowledge, and I'm trying to develop something on my own. And I got stuck in the process. I got stuck in the errors where I don't know the standards, that there should be this particular standard and this particular project structure. That's the reason like I got stuck in the process flow, and whatever I'm trying to build, I was like stuck, and it was like making the confidence level much lower. Then I thought of dropping it, because Flutter takes more time. Flutter, I thought like Flutter is very complex and it takes more time, and then it's having much errors and complex structure. That I got the wrong mindset, and then I dropped it. After 1 month, I realized that I was like missing this step. After writing the book, like I said, like recently we published a book. In that, I have mentioned all these steps. So I thought like, why cannot I implement those steps on myself? So then I started implementing those steps on myself. And believe me, like I followed the mesh fundamental. After 3 projects, I came up with my own project. I can show you that we are going to use this learning management system. So within 1 month of my self-learning, I was able to develop this learning management system. I'll just show you the basic layout. So I have coded it, everything I have coded line by line. I have coded, and I'll tell you the whole thing like I have learned in 1 month. So you can see a complete full stack application and dynamic application. I have followed the same path, and I'll tell you how I converted a to-do list application into one learning management system. So in the to-do list application, the guy was like he was creating to-do list, and there was a form where I have to write to-do list title, to-do list description, and the due date when I'm going to complete the task. And I used the same concept, and I came up with this. So again, I'm having to submit a form where these are like you can think that these are like to-do list items, and each to-do list item has a title, description, and some URL. So I have converted a to-do list into some learning management system. So I have also gone through a project where it was having login system. So I have learned login system from one project, and I have learned to-do list from another project, and finally I came up by mixing up all the concept, I came up with unique solution. So mesh fundamental will allow us to understand and explore all the topics, and then we can come up with our own creative solution. So these are like 4 steps in the approach. And the another point in the approach is there are 2 directions. One is theoretical and practical. So the theoretical one is the traditional way. We follow all the syntaxes, we learn all the functions, we go through all the data structures, where we don't know where the data structure is used, we don't know why this algorithm is used, but we are just learning all the syntaxes sequentially. We are having to complete the syllabus, and we are just keep on learning all the syntaxes every day without implementing. So we are we are lacking the part of implementation. When we are, even after completing the whole month of the theoretical approach, when someone asks us to build something using that particular programming language, we are not able to build it, because like we don't know how to use it and what is the purpose of each and every syntax. The other way is like learning while developing. Practical ways like where we understand the requirement of each and every syntax, we understand the requirement of each and every concept we are implementing. So in practical way, we are much focused and we are much aware, right? While somebody is teaching us, we are not much aware, like it's going from we'll be remembering for a few days, but we will be forgetting, because we are just listening. And practical way is something where you're trying to explore the solution as per the requirement. Let's say let's take an example. You wanted to create a face unlock for your application, and you started exploring how to recognize face. And you got to know that there is one module in Python called OpenCV which recognizes face. So as per the requirement, you are researching about some module, and now you're clear that OpenCV is used to recognize the faces. And with that perspective, you started learning OpenCV. And while you're learning, you might be getting some errors. Definitely there are tons of blogs available where you can learn OpenCV or any programming. So just follow the steps, and you can come up with a solution within 1 hour. So being practical is having the requirement in mind, and as per the requirement, searching for the solution. And once we got the solution, we remember it for much longer days, and we understand the concepts much clearly, right? So being practical has a great impact, and being theoretical, it has a lacking in implementation basically. So from the very beginning of the journey, we should be practical. So many of the students have the doubt that after completing all the syntaxes only I can start the job, or I can start the project. So this is like I have to go through core Java, then I have to go through advanced Java, then only I can start building application. Many of the things like this is like I have to go through all Python coding fundamentals, and I have to go through all the modules and all the data structures, and then only I can start building the application. It's a it's a theoretical approach where we are trying to build something from the day one itself. It has a great impact. So being practical has a great impact. So let me tell you how we can build our confidence. So basically in this graph, the odd graph which I have built, we can see there is a cycle which is generating some output, and these are like free of cost. We'll get free motivation, we'll get all these things for free. Basically everything depends on this particular cycle, how much we are able to build the cycle. So let's take an example again. So I'm trying to build a face recognition system, and I got the errors, and I dropped it. Either I will drop it, or I will solve it. Or without getting errors, sometimes it can be built, but that will not have any kind of learning. If we are getting error, then only we learn something new. If we are just following the tutorial and it's built, then there is less progress. Getting errors has more progress. So we got the errors, and we are stubborn, and we think that every error has the solution, and we think that we are able to fix it. And then after striving, and after going through multiple websites, we are able to get the solution. So it happens like we have to go through many blogs, then only we'll get the solution. Sometimes it will be like within a minute or within 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes the whole night. So somehow we need to come out of the errors and identify the error, fix it. Like whenever we get the error, just feel confident, feel cool, just check out the program from the very beginning, look at it from a fresh mindset. Or you can do one thing, you can keep it for side for a few hours or few minutes, you do something else. You're not focusing on the actual error now, you're trying something crazy or trying something random, just to boost your confidence, boost your creativity, refresh your mind. Then come back to the error and look at it with a fresh mind, with the open mind. Then you'll identify that there is a small mistake a semicolon is missing or something is missing, the variable naming convention is missing, that's the silly mistakes only will be making in the beginning, right? So coming out of the errors, if we are able to build the solution, we'll gain the confidence. And after developing 10 solutions, you'll feel yourself very confident that I have built many solutions in the past. So confidence will come with the experience, guys. So in past, like if we have overcome critical errors and if we have built innovative solutions, big complex programs, then we'll be very confident, right? So the whole cycle depends, the whole journey and progress depends on the cycle. Come out of the errors, and no matter 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 week, how much time it takes, but come out of the errors, it will generate these results. So confidence, if you feel confident whatever you are trying to build, you are able to deliver, then you'll be directly jumping into this part which will be motivating you, and you'll feel very attached with the technology. And apparently this will result in consistency. Then we are programming and we are practicing regularly, then after 1 or 2 months of practice, we'll be definitely getting a skill set which we can offer, and we can develop our career, and it can become our passion. So the whole cycle here. So is it fair or all just random stuff? So do you agree with the point, guys? I wanted to know yes or no. So developing solutions has significant impact on our journey. So that's what I'm stating here, that if we wanted to build confidence, so guys, here main point is that if we wanted to build the confidence, focus on products and try to build high quality products. That's what make us confident in the upcoming days. So how we are building the products now, as I said, the first 10 projects at least should be from the tutorial, following the mesh fundamental, right? So you're making your own efforts, just following the logical reasoning and the process flow from the other person in the tutorial, but you're making your own efforts. It will result in building up the confidence. So before building solutions, as I said, building the confidence and building the right mindset and being prepared from inside has a significant impact on our journey. So the key of boosting the confidence is building the high quality projects. The fourth point is passion here. So we all have heard this word passion since childhood, right? But I understood the meaning of word passion when I started coding, because when we have passion on what we do, we are able to do it anytime, anywhere, and we are able to make as much as possible efforts. So being passionate, I was able to work 16 hours a day, sometimes 18 hours a day. I was able to work for free for anyone, and I was able to being passionate. Even I was sick, even I was on weekend vacation, I was at relatives home, or I was traveling. Every time I'm connected with the coding, in my free times, exploring more about coding, using mobile phone, using some coding quizzes, or exploring random coding stuff on YouTube. Every time getting connected with that, so I got to know that this is nothing but passion. The love towards it, the dedication and the attachment towards it, it's nothing but it's a passion. It's a common thing in all the highly successful people, that they are passionate about what they are doing, right? So we should be enjoying the journey and evolving with the passion. So all the extremely successful people have one thing in common: they are passionate about what they do. So the fifth thing, which is having very great impact on our journey, is sharing the knowledge. So the knowledge sharing can be increased by sharing, and the best way of learning any new thing is by teaching someone, right? So as I said, from the fourth day of my journey, I was having to teach someone, and I was just sharing the knowledge, and apparently I was gaining more and more knowledge. So it's a very important point over here. You should be starting sharing your knowledge with your friends, or some YouTube channel you can start, or you can call your juniors to Google Meet, or you can sit with them and you can just explain them what is full stack, what is front end, back end, how you can get started. So just keep on sharing the knowledge with everyone you meet, and any conference, everywhere you go, just share knowledge. So this will, uh, this will take a step towards the abundance. So sharing knowledge will result in the abundance of knowledge. We'll be getting infinity. Like, sharing knowledge has a great impact, guys. Just keep on sharing and we'll be getting abundance of knowledge. We don't need to, we don't need to strive to get more and more new knowledge intentionally. I never, learn something because I have to learn, as I just focus on keep sharing the knowledge, and I just focused on the requirement. As per the requirement, I have learned the new things. So I have joined as a front end developer. There was a requirement of developing some back end solution. I learned back end, and there was some requirement for learning data science model. I learned data science, and then there was some requirement for marketing. I even learned marketing. I did some marketing. I did some UI design and graphical work as well. So as per the requirement, I kept on learning new things, and that's what, expanding our skill set, and make sure that we start sharing the knowledge. So these are like few characteristics when we start our journey. So I have seen this in many evolving developers, they are having tremendous results and growth. So very important point, guys. So let's see here: open to the challenge and learning new things. And basically, the first point says that if you are a front end developer and you have got the opportunity for back end or maybe marketing, so you should not say that, like, I'm a front end guy, why should I be coding in Python, or why should I do marketing? So being open for any kind of challenge, any technology, it's a great attribute which helps us to expand our skill set. We should not be stuck, we should not stay with one technology or one domain. Keep on exploring new things, no matter what it is, but we'll someday find our actual interest, and then we'll get more into it. So the second one is no argument, only work. That is talking with the output. So I have seen many candidates who just argue on the process, like this can be done in this way, or there is another alternative, why you're using this. All these arguments take much of the time. But whereas, if we accept the challenge and we started developing the solution, and we came up with the output instead of talking and arguing, so that's a great attitude. So whenever we have a team communication, instead of looking into alternatives and checking up with the process flow, whatever is decided, we can follow and come up with the solution. And that's really satisfying. So take part in communication and present your ideas. So this is the point where, whenever there is discussion is going on and we are just keeping on mute, and we are not presenting our ideas, feeling shy or something, but we are not presenting our idea, or maybe we are thinking that people will be judging us. But if we are open to the communication, and in the gatherings we are presenting our idea, it has a significant impact on our personality, guys. People think that we are capable. People will know much about us, like when we present our ideas and in the discussions. So there are two things here. Arguing is different. Arguing is already we are arguing on something which is already decided. But in communication, we are trying to find some solution. All right. We are trying to come up with a solution, or we are discussing the problem, and then we are presenting our idea that this can be tackled in this way. So being open to the communication has a really great impact. And then availability, guys. Whenever I have seen who are ready to grow, like they are available, and the people who are not available, they are not ready to grow. Available at any time, available at weekend, available for extra hours, available for the call in non-working hours. So being available is very it's a point that I have seen. Those who are very dedicated towards it, and they are very serious, they take call even in the 11 p.m. in the night, 12 p.m. in the night. I personally take call of my clients if they call me even 1 p.m. in the night, and I call at that time. I speak with them friendly, rather than being official or like that. So being loyal is something that if we got the errors, we should accept it. Like, yeah, I am stuck, and then we are we are having something here like being loyal also with us and also with the client. Let's say like we are having to present our work, and we are representing that like I have been working on this for 8 hours, whereas we are not working on it. So being loyal is like being open. Whatever we have done, we are showing. If we have made the mistake, then we have made the mistake, and if we have came up with the solution, like clear transparency between the client and our projects and all. So being very loyal has a significant impact on our growth. And communication, like from the very beginning, we have to be communicators. So communication, definitely that like it has a great impact. So developing our communication skills, like in getting into the gatherings, and there is TEDx talks, and there are some multiple other applications to improve the vocabulary. So this is the attribute, like communication is must having attribute. So even if we have like a very good skill set, but we are not able to communicate and express our ideas, then there is something missing. So we have a big impact on our growth if we have a good communication skills. And the respect opportunity, basically the last point says that like going back to the journey where we started. When I got the opportunity, I was like very much requesting that please give me the opportunity, I will prove my skills, like in a requesting manner. And we should be approaching each and every opportunity, no matter what kind of opportunity is. It was just an internship for me, and the amount of respect I have given to the internship is something very big. And I came up, I got extremely the different results out of it. It was just an internship opportunity. I have given very much respect to it, and the amount of respect is equal to the amount of outcome I have getting from that. So respecting each and every opportunity, no matter just a small contribution, but we should be respecting. And we should be taking very serious about it. So these are like attributes which we can develop, and then uh, these are like very practical. You might be having relating with all these things. It's just like general things. And those like who don't know, I'm just here to spread the awareness, because I don't know all these points when I just started. I have observed all these in last 2 3 years, and then it took 2 3 years for me all these observations. So I just wanted to save those 2 3 years in these observations. If we get the clarity in the beginning of our career, then we can evolve with our great mindset and all those points. So guys, I think we came up to the end. So what next, guys? So as we decided, we are going to start exploring the technologies. So in a different fields, we are going to start initially with the full stack development. I'll be taking up the classes. And apart from that, there is flutter development also available. And we are also trying to explore. We all are learning, guys. We are not like industry experts, or we are not like training institutes. We all are learning together, and we know the approach now, how to learn, and we know what to learn, where to learn. Everything we know, guys. We just need to put the efforts. We need to consistently join the meetings, and we need to consistently keep on putting the efforts until we get succeed. So now we all are required to get together and make a schedule, and appropriate schedule, which will be easy for you and for us. We'll come up with that decision. And then we can also learn data science and ML. As I said, like I have been working on this since 2 years. So communication and interpersonal skills. So altogether, after doing all these stuffs, we'll build our portfolio, we'll build our LinkedIn, and we'll spread the awareness, and we'll create your story. Everyone will know that all this stuff, and then you'll be getting more opportunities. So after developing our skill set, we'll develop solutions, and then we'll develop our portfolio. Apparently we'll start applying for MNCs and all the jobs. So right, guys, so that's what our agenda. And going forward, maybe within 2 or 3 days we'll start our journey in full stack development. So all right, guys, thank you. So if you have any doubts, you can share with me. So we'll be discussing about the schedule in WhatsApp group. Maybe you can we can filter out the actual students who are willing to join and learn with us, we'll create another group and we'll filter out all the marketing stuff. And we can focus on learning, and we also have the LMS. As I said, we can focus on the LMS, and we can keep on the track, and we can keep all the previous recordings in one place using that LMS. So we'll go in a systematic way, and in a goal oriented way, and objective oriented way. So guys, thank you so much for joining. That's all I have for today, and see you around. Let's see you in the group. Thank you. I feel very motivated that you guys are joined, and I feel really appreciated, like the amount of interest you are putting in and efforts you're putting in. Will definitely coming up with extraordinary result. Thank you all for showing your appreciation for me, and you are only responsible for the journey, guys. I'm not responsible, I'm nothing. I'm just going to be with you, and you are going to put your efforts, you are going to learn, you are going to decide when to start, you are going to decide at what time we should learn. I'm just here to share the resources, and I'm here with all my resources, I'm all my time with you, but you are the one who is going to use me and use my team. So you can use us. All right then, we'll just start the recording. Thank you so much.